Okay, so I'm going to be explaining the keto diet. Keto is basically short for ketogenic, which refers to the state your body enters when in this sort of diet. In this diet, you achieve a state called ketosis. Ketosis is a state in which your body begins to start producing these things called ketones. In order to achieve a state of ketosis, you need to keep your carb intake low, your protein intake moderate, and then your fat intake very high. For most people, about 20 to 50 grams of carbs is enough. Some things can vary, but that all goes up to genetics. 20 to 50 seems to be the sweet spot for most people. But why? Why do you want to enter a state of ketosis? See, when your body's in this state, it starts to produce these things called ketones. Normally, the body likes to use glucose as its main energy source, but we're restricting the amount of carbs we're intaking, so the glucose levels are going to be really low. Because of that, the body will switch from using glucose as the prime source to ketones. So, is glucose bad? No. Here, I'll explain. So, say for dinner you have a bow tie pasta. This is going to cause your glucose levels to go really high. And with your body overproducing glucose, if you don't use any of that remaining glucose, all that leftover is going to get stored into the body as adipose tissue or fat. So the keto diet really helps those who can't really live a very active lifestyle. Ketones differ because they come from the breakdown of fat in the liver. So basically, you're using your fat as your energy source. And if you're thinking, hey, why don't we normally use this as our primary energy source? It sounds really good. Well, the main reason for that is the insulin levels. See, if we go back to our example before about the pasta, when you eat that, your glucose levels go up, but so do your insulin levels. This is because insulin is responsible for transporting glucose throughout the bloodstream. And when your insulin levels are really high, it's really hard, if not impossible, for your liver to be breaking down fat tissues. So by keeping our glucose levels low, we're also keeping our insulin levels low so that the fats are able to be broken down by our liver. Now, one really important mistake I see a lot of people making when trying to go on the keto diet is when it comes to that whole carbs, protein, and fat ratio. A lot of people keep their protein really high instead of moderate, and that causes your body to enter a state called glycogenic neogenesis. This has your body start breaking down the protein instead of the fat in your body, effectively degrading your muscle over time. This is probably a worst case scenario that can happen with this, so keeping your protein intake moderate is really important. So that's keto in a nutshell. It helps a lot with fat loss and keeping insulin levels low. But there are right and wrong ways to go about this diet, so make sure to do your own research and see what works best for you.